How you doing, folks? And welcome to Tricky Tuesday, almost midnight edition. Today was a little bit crazy for me. Work was kind of whacked and yeah, just kind of nuts. I want to say thank you to everybody that went and checked out the last video. I really appreciate that. Very unexpected. Last Saturday I posted a video and the response was awesome. Thank you guys so very much. In light of that topic that we discussed, and then with current events that are taking place, I felt like it was kind of necessary to talk through what a bug out bag. I know a lot of people are calling them that. Mine is not a bug out bag. Mine is a get home bag. I work a long way from home, and so it's going to be a hike for me to get there. Every person's going to be a little bit different. Your scenario is going to be different. Your distance is going to be different. Your temperatures are going to be different. Climate, what you're hiking through, whether it's desert or mountains or trees or plains or whatever, is going to vary. So you're going to have to determine your loadout, if you want to call it that, based on your demographic and what you're dealing with, if you're in an urban area or whatever. But I have to, I work about almost 40 miles away from home, and so for me, the hike home is it'll be a few days, be 3 or 4 days probably if I take it easy. And it's pretty mountainous, so it not super tall mountains, but just very steep mountains in my area. So I wanted to go through kind of what I carry with me as my get home bag. And you can adjust it to however you want it to be. Maybe for you it's only a 4 or 5 mile hike, and it's not that big a deal. You can throw it in a backpack or a messenger bag or something like that, and you'd be good to go. For me, it's a little bit bigger than that, a little bit longer than that. So I'm going to go through my loadout and leave comments in the comments and tell me what you think. Let me know if you agree, what you would change, what you would do. If you have videos that you've seen on YouTube, and there are a ton of these on YouTube, but by all means, please check them out too. There's a plethora of knowledge there, guys that have been doing this a whole lot longer than me. But this is my setup. So anyway, without any further ado, I'll get into my bags. First of all, this is one of the bags that I carry. This is a small bag. I will take this bag with me if I am only going a little ways away from home. If I'm only going a couple miles down the road, I'll throw this in the car with me, and it works. It works very well. It does have a hydration bladder in there, 3-liter hydration Camelback, which is fantastic. So make sure you have water, you have access to water, or else this thing's going to be pointless. But in here I have some snacks and a few little things that I need. If I'm only a few miles from home, that I can use to hike home, and it won't be a big deal. But this is a military surplus bag that I got for like $25. So fantastic find. Maybe this would work for you, and this would be all you need. This would be all you would need. This is the other bag that I have. This is the one that I carry with me every day. It is a military surplus frame pack, Molly 2, and I dyed it because I hate the ACU color because it doesn't blend in with anything. So I got some RIT dye and dyed it, and you can see it's super patchy, but I don't care. It works for me, and it works for what I need it for. And honestly, this pack is a relatively comfortable pack. Works really well. So this is my pack. I think I picked this one up. This is a used one. I think I picked it up for like $65, $70. You can find them online. Sometimes they have replacement buckles, like this one's not the right color. You can see those are a little bit different as well. But good find, good pack. It works awesome. All right, in my pack, I have separated everything out on my table here. I'm going to start on this end and kind of work my way this way. This is my hydration side of things. I have a Nalgene bottle that I painted. I left the whatever that thing is, available so you can see how much water's left in it. But it's a great, you can hardly kill these things. They're fantastic bottles. I got this little cup at Walmart. This is fantastic for, seriously, you can actually cook over open fire with this. Just don't get it super hot. That could hurt it. But coffee, whatever, warming up, water for tea or for, whatever it is that you've got, this little thing was awesome. And I think I got it for $4.95 or something like that at Walmart. And it fits on the end of the Nalgene, which makes it super easy to pack into the bag. It kind of saves some space. I also have 3 collapsible bags, water bags. This is a smaller one, 16 ounces. These ones are 32 ounces. And this will come into play a little later on. I've got a filter that works with these. You can fill these up with, honestly, you can fill them up with dirty water, and you put the filter on there, and then you're good to go. You just drink the water straight through the filter. It has a little cap on there, a little nozzle you can drink out of. But I have 3 of these. That gets me, these 2 are both 32 ounces. This is 32 ounces. This is 16 ounces. Plus, I have another hydration bladder that goes with my bigger pack. This is 3 liters as well. Believe it or not, that may not be enough water for you if you live in a really arid area. Hiking even 25 miles, that's probably not going to be enough water. That's a big consideration for wherever it is that you live, how much water you need. My hike home, I know that there are some springs, there's a reservoir actually that I would hike by, and there's also a couple of creeks that I could fill up again. Again, I've got my filter here. It would take a little bit of time to get the water from these into this to fill my 3-liter bag, but it could be done if I took a little time to do it. So that's my water situation here. And then, get that out of the way too. Cooking stuff, but before I get into cooking stuff, I forgot about this. These are liquid IV. This replenishes electrolytes. Very, very good stuff. You can get this on Amazon. I think this Immuniguard stuff is actually pretty good too. It gives you vitamin C and stuff like that. You can put that in the water, and it makes it taste like orange citrus. Or so it says. Anyway, but I got these ones here at Walmart, super cheap, and I bought these on Amazon, again, super cheap. Food. For me, I have a jet boil here that works super well, and a fuel cell. This is butane, this is a butane propane mix. Make sure you check if your cooker can use the mix. Mine can. Some of them are butane only, some of them are propane only, some of them are white gas. Make sure you check what you have before you go hooking it up and lighting it on fire, because that could end very badly. But this is my cook system. It's actually really compact, works super well. This is my cutlery. I have a couple of knives in here. I also have a bushcraft knife in here too, in case if I do need to make a shelter or a splint or whatever. You can also use it to make feather sticks and whatnot for your campground if you're going to actually camp. I have a ferro rod in here, and then I have a fork and a knife. And on my fork and knife, this is very important, guys, multi-use. If you look there, I have duct taped onto my fork and my knife lighters. You can never have too many lighters because, let's face it, sometimes they just don't work and you need another one. Something else I have in my cutlery bag here, which is making it so that I can't get my fork back in there. There we go. Hand sanitizer. Because let's face it, if you're hiking for 3 or 4 days, you're going to have to poop it sometime. And unless you bring soap with you, which I don't have, I didn't bring soap, you're going to want this because you got to eat. And this will keep you from getting bacteria in your stomach that will kill you or make you at least very sick. So anyway, hand sanitizer, it's always good to have some. I don't particularly like hand sanitizer. I like my immune system to work for me, but I also don't want to die in a situation like that. So that's my cutlery set. Oatmeal I have in a Ziploc bag. This is the instant stuff. It is organic spice cinnamon. Yummy. I also have, these are each You can see there's 2 meals there. They're chili that we have dehydrated and then put into vacuum seal bags. I have 4 of these. They are a meal each. So that works there. I've also gone and bought some of these Mountain House, just a couple of them. The chili mac with beef I've heard is actually quite good. And then this is the breakfast skillet. I've had this one. It's actually not bad as long as you cook it thoroughly. If you don't cook it thoroughly, it's crunchy. Nobody likes this stuff when it's crunchy. It's pretty nasty. I'm not going to lie. But it tastes good. So anyway, these are a little expensive. They're like 10 or 11 bucks a piece. I guess some of the smaller ones are like 8 bucks, but I mean, that's crazy. If you have a dehydrator, you can make your own meals and then put them in vacuum seal bags. It works. We're going to move over here. This is clothing. I do keep extra clothing with me just in case. I have a spare pair of wool socks. I normally wear wool socks, so I will have 2 pairs. And the nice thing about wool is it generally will dry quickly. Even in cooler temperatures, even if they're damp, they can still retain body heat, which is good. That's why a good wool sock is worth it. You can wash them and then and hang them to dry, or hang them on your pack, and they'll dry throughout the day as you're hiking, and then switch your socks. Keeping your feet dry is important, especially in cold weather. I have a couple pairs of pants. They're rugged pants that you can wear hiking and not worry about getting them ripped or torn or whatever. And I'm kind of transitioning here between my summer loadout and my winter loadout. Right now it's cooler out, but it's not cold yet. So I have some cool weather things, but when it gets cold, I'll actually upgrade to some of my winter stuff. And that's something you're going to need to make sure you do throughout the year with this bag as you carry it, is make sure it's season appropriate. This is long underwear, which is important to have. I've got some gloves in here, some lightweight gloves, some wool gloves, a wool hat, a wool scarf. And then this is a lighter weight down jacket that I've got folded up in a pocket there. But having appropriate clothing for the season is pretty important. I usually have this hoodie either in my bag or in my car. I have another one very similar to it, and I'll throw that in there too if this one's dirty or whatever. An IFAC. Having a fully kitted out IFAC is super, super important. This one I've already have what is that? That's a tourniquet. It's a windlass tourniquet. I have this one prepped, ready to go right here on the outside. I have another one prepped on the inside as well. This is a fully kitted out one with like chest seals and quick clot, and it's got an Israeli bandage in here, and it's got compressed gauze, and this is a fully kitted out IFAC. Having medical equipment is super important. Knowing how to use it is even more important. If you have it, learn how to use it. If you know how to use it, get some of this stuff and keep it with you. This is super important. I have something similar. This is an admin pack. It's got a kitted out tourniquet as well right on the front. But in here, I've got my headlamp for nighttime, and then I've got a signaling mirror and my compass. I've got a Write in the Rain journal with pen. Oh no, I have a pencil in here. And then I've got another couple lighters. This one I actually have wrapped with some duct tape, which is another twofer. So making sure you have that is important. I also have a small roll of electrical tape with some aspirin and Advil wrapped up in a Ziploc bag tucked in the middle there. That's in my admin bag. Oh, and I have baby wipes in here too, because I like to coddle my bum when I go to the bathroom. And make sure you get the biodegradable ones, because nobody wants to see your wet wipe from a year and a half ago laying in the woods. Use biodegradable ones, they work. In here is another kind of an admin bag. This I wanted to open up a little bit because this is my water filter. It is tiny. This part right here is the part that screws onto those caps on those bags, and then this is your little nozzle, and you just drink out of it like a straw. It's made by Sawyer. These things are like 18, 19 bucks for just the filter. You can get the kit with the bags for like 30, I think. You can also, and it has a direction for the flow so that you won't screw it up. Or maybe you will. But they'll be alleviated of any liability. Anyway, I also have a gravity feed system. If I were going out on a longer, like a 7-day hike or whatever, I would take that with me because it has a gravity bag, and you can actually run it through the line and collect your water that way. I have in here an EpiPen because you never know if someone is allergic to bees, and you might need to use that in order to save their life. But yeah, I have that in here too. I've got some chapstick, some more liquid IV, and a couple other little things that they don't really fit in the IFAC category, but you definitely want to have them with you. I have some super glue in here too, which is good if you have small cuts. This stuff right here is dude powder. This is a bigger bottle. I could probably downsize that a little bit and save a little weight. But this is good stuff. It keeps you from having stank, and keeps you from having kind of chafing too. If you're hiking a long ways and you get monkey butt, that's no fun. So anyway, I have this stuff here, and it is good. It works super well. Just good to have. You feel good. It's good stuff. It's like a tiny 1,000 fairies going. It's good. Anyway, this is a chem stick. I have 3 of them. Chemlights are important to have. If you don't know why you would need a Chemlight, there are definitely videos on YouTube teaching you what you need them for, how they work, and how you can use them for signaling and whatnot. They are super, super valuable to have, especially if you have a group of people that you work with or hike with or whatever. These are important to have. I have a small set of field glasses. It's a cheap little set, but they work super well. I think they're 6 power. Nope, these are 8 power. And they work great. They're lightweight. They're very clear, especially for how cheap they were. And they are super compact. They fit in the bag, and there's no worry there. I have a ham radio. I have my license as a ham radio operator, but having a ham radio just to listen to information, hearing, especially if something goes south and it's not good, having information, being able to connect and listen to other ham radio operators, different individuals, communicate with one another, you can learn a lot about what's going on in your area if you have this, because all you have to do is listen. Super valuable piece of kit. This one was a little more expensive. I kind of planned this one out and bought it because I wanted this one. You can get a cheaper Baofeng for literally $20, $22 on Amazon, or if you go to radiooddity.com, they have some good deals on radios and stuff. But learn how to use it. Don't just buy it and then be like, hey, I'm all set. You have to program these. Learn how to program them. There's tons and tons of videos, tons of resources to do that on YouTube. So check that out if that interests you. But it is a valuable piece of information gathering. The last thing I have are my maps. These are the U.S. topo maps. I bought the maps for my area as well as for my hike. They all fit in this little bag here. This bag is a Magpul bag. It is water resistant. I don't think it's waterproof, but it'll keep my maps dry. But these U.S. topo maps are actually they last forever. They are waterproof as well. They're good. They're really good maps. I have my hike kind of on those, as well as my surrounding area, my county, and surrounding towns, just because I want to be able to know if I'm going to go hike somewhere or whatever, I have the map for it. All of this fits in my bag. I actually have a couple other things that I do put in there as far as like bedding and whatnot, a sleep system. That's something you have to take into consideration too, especially as weather changes, whatever. I don't carry a tent. I have a small inflatable ground mat. That's super important because it'll keep you warm, believe it or not, if you get up off the ground a little bit. I used to carry a hammock. That was a little too high off the ground and it made me cold. But I don't carry a tent. I carry a small tarp, a 6-foot by 8-foot tarp with some paracord, and you can stretch that out and make it work as a tent, low to the ground. It's fantastic. You don't even need to use the tarp as a roof if you don't need it. You can actually wrap yourself with it. It keeps you semi-warm. It does reflect body heat a little bit, but it keeps the water off you. That's the big thing, keeping rain off you, whatever. But usually I fashion mine into a roof, and I'm underneath of it and I'm warm. I do have a sleeping bag system. I have a Wobie as well. If you don't know what a Wobie is, look it up. They are awesome. Anybody that's ever been in the military will tell you that they love their Wobie. I have one, and it's a great blanket. I love the thing. It's basically a poncho liner. Keeps you warm. Poncho is also a great idea to have. I don't have mine in this bag, but it will be put in there soon because of winter coming. It's a great thing. It'll fit over top of your pack. That way you don't need to worry about a rain fly, though having a rain fly is a good idea as well. Because if you get all your stuff wet and it's raining, you're going to be miserable. You probably won't die. You might, I guess. You could die of hypothermia if it gets cold enough. But generally, you're just going to be miserable, and nobody likes to be miserable. So anyway, that's sleep system. That goes in my bag as well. All told, it's about 35, 40 pounds. And that is not a bad thing for me as far as hiking. I hike with this pack on a regular basis with this loadout, and I practice. I practice my stuff. I know what's in there, and I hike with it regularly knowing that I can carry that pack for 40 miles if I need to. Anyway, that's my get home bag. And maybe yours will be a little different, and that's okay. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you would change. Tell me what you would add to. There's different little things that I didn't include. Carrying something that will defend yourself. I do have a camp knife that I put in my pack as well. It works. It's a heavy-duty blade made by K-Bar. It works basically as a stinking hatchet. I mean, I could cut things down with it if I needed to. It'd be a lot of work, but I could do it. But I can split wood with it, batoning and whatnot. There's no problem there. Anyway, but yeah, let me know if you would change things. Let me know what you have. And then share the video, like the video, send it around to friends. Even if you think they won't like it, they want to argue with me, that's great. No problem whatsoever. I love hearing comments, even if they're not very nice. I think they're funny. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, guys. I appreciate it. I hope you guys have a fantastic week the rest of this week, and we will talk to you guys on Saturday. Stay prepared.